In this video, I am going to be showing you how I achieved this circle gown with a puff sleeve with just 3 yards of Ankara material and 1.5 yard of organza. So, do you want to know how to cut a circle gown? Stick around in this video. Make sure you watch till the very end because I am going to be sharing details every step of the way. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adorable Secrets and I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. If you're yet to subscribe, please make sure you hit on that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up at the end of this video. So guys, let's jump right into this video, and here is the material we're going to be using. I have 3 years of Ankara fabric here, and I also have 1.5 yard of organza, as you can see on the screen. These are the two major fabrics I will be needing for these tutorials. So first thing you want to do is to fold your fabric. Now I'm going to be explaining to you how you can achieve that circle effect. First of all, you're going to fold your fabric into two, and then you fold again just like you see me do here to form a triangle. So I noticed the table was too small to accommodate the folding, so I decided to move it to the floor so that you can see it more clearer. Now I am going all over again. I folded into two. Watch the way I am folding it. So because I'm trying to manage this fabric, like I said, I did not consume the whole 3 years. As you can see, I left about 18 inches, which I'll be using for my sleeve. Now, after folding into two, you take that edge and then bring it to the other end where your folding stops to form a triangle. What you're doing right now, you're trying to form a triangle with your material. So for better explanation, I'm going to repeat that one more time. Now your fabric is in twos, right? It's folded into two. Now take that edge which I am pointing right now and flip it over to the other end of your folded material, forming a triangle just like you can see me doing here. And then I'm trying to arrange it so that it's going to be equal. So at the end of the day, this is what you're going to have, 4 pieces, because now you folded both the front and the back is together. Mind you that this dress is not going to have a zipper at the back, so I'm not considering a zipper allowance or anything. So this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. So moving forward, I'll be dividing my shoulder measurements by 2, add half an inch allowance to it and place it right at the top angle of your folded fabric, making sure that whatever you have after dividing is sitting right on a straight line when you place it. So you're going to mark this end and mark the other end, and then you use a ruler, a straight ruler, to draw the straight line connecting it together. This is going to serve as your shoulder line. This is it, guys. Now the next thing I'll be doing right there is to take my neckline measurements. I'll be using 3 inches, and the depth I'll be using 3 inches as well. I'll use my free hand to connect it together to form a round neckline. Now to the shoulder dropping, the armhole area, I'm dividing my bust measurements by 4, and whatever I have, I'll minus 1 inch, and that is what I used for my armhole depth. On that same line, I'll be taking my bust measurements divided by 4, and I'm adding about 2.5 inch allowance to it. Connect from your shoulder and down to your armhole curve. And then the next thing I'm doing right now, take the length of your gown. The length of my gown here is 36 inches, guys. So you'll be adding 1 inch to it, or your desired measure allowance to it, depending on what you want to do to the down. I'll be weaving the down of my gown, so I'm just adding 1 inch to it. So this is me taking the length of my measurement from your shoulder line to the length. Now connect it together to form a circle at the down. Now on the outer part, you're going to be connecting from your armhole all the way to the length of your dress. Because it's a free gown, you necessarily don't need your hip measurements. So you just use your free hand and connect it down to the end, just like you want to do an A-line pattern. So I decided to bring my hands about 7 inches inward because I don't want that part to have this sharp edge. I don't want it to be too wide at that side. So I decided to make mine just the way you're seeing it right now. So go ahead and connect yours the way you want it. You can make it to the end and you can shift your hand a little bit inside and then cut it the way you have drafted it out. After opening this up, I noticed there was a part that wasn't complete. That's towards the downside. So I'm going to be joining it up with this material. Remember, I told you these 3 years, I'm just going to be managing. So I came prepared. I knew I was going to be doing a lot of joining, especially when we'll be cutting the sleeve. So, guys, I'll be joining this piece to the down just to complete that part of my circle gown. So, I'll use a pin and go through it and I'll go and sew it up. After sewing, make sure you top stitch it, and I'll be using that part as the back. So here I flipped it over to the other side. If you know how to join materials, this is not going to be a problem to you. All you need to do is just trace it out using the side that is complete, and that's what I've just done. So here we are, it's completed and I have joined it already. So here guys, I'm re-going through my shoulder measurements again because I noticed the shoulder was a bit too wide. You may need to skip this part. If you notice yours, it's okay. So I'll just go ahead and readjust my shoulder measurements to make sure that it's not too wide for the client. I initially forgot to slant my shoulder slope, so I'll just go ahead and do that already. Please make sure you do this before taking measurement for your armhole depth. Now on my front panel, I'll be using my tape to get the midpoints of my armhole curve. I'll divide it by 2 to get the middle part. On that point of the middle, I'm going to be coming in by half an inch like you see me do here, and then I'll connect it together. This is going to serve as my new armhole curve. Do this only for the front panel. Now over to the neckline of the middle front, I'll be coming down by 3 inches because I want it to have this opening at the middle part of the front. So I'll be slitting this open just like you see me do here. So guys, we're done with the front and the back. Next thing we want to prepare is the sleeve. But first thing, you need to measure the length of your armhole curve. Take the length just like you see me do right now. Mine is about 11 or 12 inches thereabouts. Now here is what I'll be cutting with my sleeve. I'll fold this organza material into 4 pieces, guys. Fold it into 2 first and then into 2 again, just like this, because you'll be cutting both the 2 sleeves together. Now this is the upper part of the sleeve. Now to the down part of the sleeve, my initial sleeve length is 18 inches. So guys, I'll be adding 1 inch for the elastic and I'll be adding extra 3 inches because there's a tendency that the elastic is going to push it upward, thereby making the sleeve length to be shortened. So make sure you calculate your allowances right. At least add 4 inches to your measure to your initial sleeve measurement for you to be able to get the length right. So this is my starting line. From here, I'll be coming down by 4 inches. I'll be coming down by 4 inches, and then from the tip, I'll be drawing my sleeve slope to connect to that 4 inches line. So here I'll be using my tape to take measurements of the sleeve curve that we measured initially. I told you it was about 11 inches. So that is what I am doing right here. So I'm sure you can make your sleeve right. So go ahead and measure your sleeve curve, and then the upper part is not going to be having any gathers. I'm sure you saw the picture earlier. It's not having any gathers. The gathers is only at the down part. So that upper part is going to be cut in a normal way without adding any allowances. All your allowances will go to the down because of the elastic. So guys, this is our sleeve and it's ready. Next thing I want to do now is to cut out the fabric the same way I cut out the sleeve. So guys, I'll be doing so much of joining right here because my material is small, like I said. So I'm going to be managing it a lot. I'll be cutting it one after the other, and then I will leave about half-inch allowance at this side of the material. By the edge of the material, I'll be leaving half-inch allowance that will help me to join it to the other side at the end of the day. I'll be joining the sleeve because my material is limited. So I'll do all this off camera. I'll do all my joining off camera and I'll come back to show you what I have done. What I'm going to do right now is to cut exactly what I have on my organza fabric. I'm done cutting, and this is what it is. This is one part of the sleeve and this is the second part of the sleeve. You can see it is all the same thing. I did a lot of joining, guys, but you are not going to notice it. You won't notice it because it was joined very neatly. So here we'll be working with one part of the sleeve, which I'll be showing you what I'm doing. Now I'm going to be sewing all round the sleeve apart from the upper parts. I'll be sewing. I'll turn, first of all, I will make my fabric. Let the right side be facing up. Make sure the right side is facing up. Yes, because at the end of the day, your organza is supposed to be sitting right on top of your fabric. So sew along this line by the side and then at the down parts. So I'll go ahead and sew it and then show you what I have done. Here we go. This is it after sewing the down parts. You can see I have sewn it and then the side. Then I'm going to turn it over. This will be enable me to have the organza right on top of the fabric. This is it, guys. So if you have access to an electric iron, please make sure you iron it very well so that it will stay. But if you don't have access to it, I'll be showing you a very easy method, a hack that you can actually iron the side of your dress. Because right now, when I was making this video, I didn't have access to a pressing iron. So here is what I will be doing. Look for an edge, either your sewing machine or your table edge. Make sure it's having this sharp edge like the one you're seeing right now. So all you need to do is to align the organza and the fabric together. Make sure it is equal, and then you just scratch it along the edge of your table, or scratch it along the edge of any sharp surface around you. Trust me, guys, this is a hack. It's going to help you. It's not going to give you a very straight um um material, but at the end of the day it will still help. So guys, this is it. Now the next thing, I have gone ahead to sew at the down part. I've gone ahead to sew about 1 inch straight down, and then this will enable me to pass this elastic all the way inside. So guys, I'm trying to fix my elastic to my safety pin. Use a safety pin, get half-inch of elastic, and then you pass it from one end of your fabric to the other end of your fabric. Is going to be coming out. So you're going to be cutting out or giving a hole giving a loop or a hole, whichever way you want to call it. Give a hole at each edge, slot your pin with your elastic all through the inside, and then pass it out from the other end. So guys, this is what we have. The next thing you want to do is to adjust it to the sleeve curve of the person you're working for, whatever the sleeve ring is. Guys, you're going to make sure that you adjust it to a point where it has to fit into your client's hands. Make sure it's not going to be too tight at the end of the day. Stitch this end and then the other end as well to secure your elastic. So this is the two sleeve. I have prepared them already. I'll just put them aside, and then to the main body of the dress, this is the back. I've gone ahead to cut lining for both the front and the back. Yes, I'll be using lining to turn both the neck and the two side. So this is the back piece and this is the front piece. Remember to shorten your lining. I'm not making a full lining. I made the lining 3 inches shorter than the main fabric. So go ahead and do whatever you want to do. The main purpose is just to have something to turn your neckline and also the side. Now I have turned it, and then I'm going to be placing, this is the front guys. So I'll be placing the back piece. I'll place it right on top of the front, right side facing right side, and then it's time to close up my clothes. I'll use a pin to secure it. Use a pin to secure both sides, and then you use your measurements. Get your client's measurements. Divide the bust by 2. This time around, divide by 2, and then you're going to use it to sew all the way down to the end. There's no hip measurement guys, so you just use your hand to form an A line from the bust all the way down to the length of the gown. So guys, I'll go ahead and close up my own piece, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the outcome of the gown. I'll be using a pin to hold the sleeve in place so that you can see the effect, because I am yet to remove the label on that sleeve with a hot iron. So that's why I'm not fixing the sleeve just yet. So this is how yours should turn out, or even much better. So thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. I'll see you in my next. Bye.